Members of the company, this is your Places call. Places, please. Places for the top of the podcast. Places, please.
Get ready for a behind-the-scenes look at the glitz and not-so-glam of Broadway, education, and everyday life with Uncommon Sense. Join hosts Christopher Smith and Sharna Lopez as they bring you the best stories and shenanigans that seemingly prove how elusive common sense can really be. So take a little time for yourself to hang out with the dynamic duo Charnopher. And no leaving early, because you might just miss that 11 o'clock number.
Stand by music. Music, go.
Uncommon sense, the 11 o'clock number. And we are Charnopher.
I feel like I often wear a hat because we are on Mondays, and Mondays are often hat days for me.
Hat days.
So I hope everyone enjoys a hat on this episode.
Integrated arts.
You know what we should do? One day on an episode, we should count how many hats Sharna owns. And I think we should do like a game, and we should have the listeners, our Charno fans, guess, and then we give them a prize.
I like it.
Of how many hats I have.
I like it.
It's a lot.
We can do it on the Instagram. Then they don't have to like do it on here.
Let's
All right.
do that. Hi, everybody. Sorry, we just jump right in now. There's no like, let's talk about our intro, because we're just like,
here we are.
This is not new to us anymore. So we just jump on and we're like, we're going to talk to our people.
Yeah.
And you caught us at Sharna's wearing a hat.
Yeah.
Hold on to
That's
your
where
hats.
we're at. Speaking of hats, you know who else wears hats, Sharna?
Who?
Santa.
Santa Claus. I love that transition. And I love that I knew it.
Yeah.
I love
me
that
too.
the second you said that, I was like, we're transitioning to the
Yes.
topic of the day.
Yeah.
Christopher, good on you for that transition.
You might be wondering, what in the world is Charnopher doing talking about Christmas on flipping November 4th? But
It goes against everything in our being.
it does. However,
But it doesn't really.
Sharna made an excellent point, because we're not really going to talk about Christmas per se. We're going to talk about preparing for Christmas and Christmas shopping and such things. Because if you know Sharna
Yes.
and sort of Christopher, Sharna loves a plan, and I really like a plan.
Mhm. That's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I think as I've gotten older, I'm okay with like a relaxed plan. I feel like, especially in the last 5 to 10 years, I have relaxed a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I still I like a plan, and I like not even just a plan. I like being prepared.
Yeah.
So even if the plan is not all there, but like I feel prepared going into whatever we're doing, and my sweet 12-year-old son has inherited that gene like no other.
Yeah.
Just it helps me feel ready, calm, and I can go with the flow. I can go with the flow, but I don't like it as much as just like I feel ready.
Right. I feel ready. I feel ready.
Oh, so ready. Oh, I love that show.
Yeah.
I
West
would
Side
love
Story.
to one day do that. Not be in that show. I would love to direct that show one day.
Yeah.
That's on my
That could
bucket
be fun.
list. Oh, the score's so beautiful.
It is.
And if you get a good choreographer in there, and love it. Love it.
Love.
Okay, we digress. We
do. And I have a feeling that
So
earlier in life, Sharna started on the Uber planning end, and I started on the Uber not planning end, and we have come together. Because as I
And
got
now
older,
we meet in the middle.
yes, we meet in the middle with a grand entrance of planning. So yeah, as I've gotten older, I've definitely gotten more into having like a nice outline, let's say, a nice outline of a plan. I'm good with that.
And I love me a good checklist. Like I'm
Mm.
a
Yes, you
checklist
are.
kind of gal, kind of for everything. Whenever if even for the day, like I have my daily planner on my desk and I need my checklist. And if we're traveling somewhere, I need my checklist. And if we've got like a weekend that we're going to do things, I like it. I already have a whole notes for Christmas
Of course you
in
do.
my phone with a little checklist of what I've already purchased or what I would like to possibly. I'm a checklist kind of gal.
So where are we
Love
on
me a
that
checklist.
checklist of Christmas for you, Sharna?
So for me, um, we're gonna kind of talk Christmas shopping today, and then
Yeah.
maybe some trends for the 2024 holiday season. But for me, I especially now that my kids are getting a little bit older,
Mm-hmm.
I love when someone says something like sort of flippantly or in passing of like, oh, I really like that. Or, ooh,
Yeah.
like if we're in a store, we're talking about something. I love sort of putting that down in my notes. And so then if it's 3 months later, 4 months later, 5 months later, I think it is a really great surprise, especially for my kids to be like, what? This is the thing I saw, or this is what we were talking
Mm-hmm.
about, you know?
I love.
So I try to do those things a little early on. So right now for like Ruby, I've gotten a handful of little things that I'm like, oh, I know she'd like this or she wanted that. As they get older, like our kids are in different stages of their
Yeah.
lives. I remember Christmas when they were your kids' age. There's a lot of like little toys and little things.
Mm-hmm.
But now that they're older, for me, it's more like I'm gonna do an experience with Ruby for Christmas instead of like a bunch of gifts
Yeah.
or a big gift that is the gift.
Mm-hmm.
But like little things to stuff their stockings or like to have on hand. And I also like to have a few things because oftentimes, like in particular, my mom will be like, what do I get for the kids? And I'm like, oh, I already got this because I know
Yeah.
she wanted it. Do you want to give it to her? You know what I mean? Because it's
Yeah.
good to know that. So I have a handful of things that I've already gotten and I like doing it now. I like an October, November shopping moment because I like to enjoy December.
Yeah.
I like to be 99% done with my shopping, maybe little things here or there, because then
Mm-hmm.
I can be like, we're going to make cookies and we're going to go to the parade and we're going to
Yeah.
sit and watch Christmas movies. And I'm not like running around like a crazy person.
So not Jingle All the Way for you. Not so much with the
Correct.
Arnold
That is correct.
Schwarzenegger, like running through.
Do not jingle all the way. Yeah. And I think too with kids, like all of their activities, you know, everyone has, I mean, me alone, I'm not the kid and I have the school holiday party. I have my conservatory holiday party. I have my business holiday party. We've got Jerry's holiday, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then the kids have the Girl Scout party and the baseball part. So like
Yeah.
being able to do all those things and enjoy, I like to have it done. There's always last minute little things,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I think that's kind of the way I gift. And, you know, there are other people who are the complete opposite. Jerry Lopez, who
We love you,
will
Jerry.
wait till the end. Yeah, but that's just, you know,
Yeah.
it's a different way of doing it. What about you? Do you shop early?
I do not really shop early. Joy does most of the shopping, and she also likes to shop very early. She's more like you. She likes to find
Yeah.
things along the way. I used to be the person, and still sometimes I'm the person. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's December 17th. Amazon, be my friend. But mostly it's like because I'm like, oh, I forgot to buy a gift for that person, or I need to buy a gift for that person, or I thought I had something for that person, but I don't. Things like that. So
Yeah.
it's not a complete lack of planning, but kind of. And then so
I also find financially
Yeah.
for me, I would rather buy a little bit in October, a little bit in November, and then a little
Yeah.
bit in December. Because if you just go all in December, I don't know, it can be like
Yeah.
overwhelming trying to buy all of those
Absolutely.
gifts.
Well, I will say that 48% of holiday shoppers will begin shopping in August, September, or October. So
Yeah.
most people do it. Or most people will wait till a little later, but a good chunk will go early.
Yep. And I think too, it's, I don't know, with little kids, like I remember with Ruby, it was sort of like her Halloween costume. When she was little, she was just like, I want the Barbie dream house. And then 2 weeks later, it was like, no, I love Peppa Pig. And then 2 weeks later, it was, oh, this. So sometimes when they're little and their interests change quickly,
Mhm.
I used to have to guide her back, right? Like I remember the year we bought a bunch of the Barbie stuff. And then when she started to turn a corner to do something different, I was like, oh, but remember
Right.
when we saw that Barbie thing? And they're like, oh yeah, just to like bring her back
Redirect.
into it.
Well,
Yeah.
because I was actually going to ask you about that, because I'm finding that with my kids currently, they still have their kind of main interests, and I think we'd be fine. But there are things that I'm like, if we bought this one thing back in July, by December, they might be like, what is this and why is it
Yeah.
here?
Yeah. Yeah. And I will tell you, there have been a few years where if I've planned that early in advance,
Mm-hmm.
either I can't find the thing, I forget where I've put it, or I forget that I bought it.
Oh, yeah.
So like there was one year that I bought something for my sister, and I remember like knowing, oh, she'd really love this, and I bought it. And there's like only a few places in our house that I can hide presents.
Mm-hmm.
And I like scoured my closet trying to find this thing. And I'm like, what? It's in a hole in my closet somewhere. I don't even know. It's still there.
You still never found it?
I couldn't find it. No. And I know I bought it, and I know I put it in there. And when we move, I bet you we'll find it. I can't find it anywhere.
I'm so excited to find out if you find it when you move. That is going to be the highlight of my year.
Or the other way around. So especially with Ruby is one of the easiest people. Ruby loves everything and anything. I could literally go into like a gardening store and find something Ruby likes. Like she just loves everything. So usually like come Christmas Eve, when I'm like getting everything out, or the day that I'm going to wrap everything, I'm like, oh shoot, I have like this much stuff for Sebastian and like all this stuff for Ruby. So then I have to kind of like pare it down, or I'll keep it and like give it to her later, or because that happens a lot too when you buy ahead.
That makes sense.
Because you're like, oh shoot, I forgot I got this. So Jerry and I are doing something interesting this year. Oh no, finish your thought, because I was going to change subjects.
Oh, I was just going to say, so with I noticed you said that you might wrap. When do you wrap presents? Do you like to do that early as well before December, or do you like to do that as part of the holiday season?
This is great. It has been different throughout my timeline. When I was younger, I remember my parents wrapping things early and having them under the tree. But we had cats. And I remember the cats would like get into the gifts. They would like climb the tree and get all the stuff. And so we ended up having to like put a gate around the tree, and my mom hated that. And so then she would wait till later. We had our 2 dogs when Jerry and I first met that was sort of kind of like they would get all under the tree and everything. So I waited till later. Winston now couldn't care less. He's just a fat old man. I like wrapping a little bit ahead of time because I like the presents under the tree. I don't know. It's like it fills the room and the space. Now, disclaimer, we are not a huge present family. I think we've talked about this before. Yeah. Like one gift from Jerry and I for each kid, a bigger gift, one gift from the big man with a hat, and stockings. Like we do not, because they get gifts from everyone and their mother, you know what I mean? And I'm like, we don't need more things. So we don't actually have like a ton of things to wrap. So I usually do wrap it like, a week or 2 before Christmas and leave it under the tree. And I like wrapping gifts we're going to give to other people and keeping them under our tree until they come over. Yeah. The kids like doing that too. So I'm like a week or 2. What about you? Do you wrap early?
Joy likes to wrap early as well for that similar reason, because we like to have gifts under the tree after we put up the tree and everything. And we also, my favorite thing was Joy, because Joy is a planner. PLANNER, full stop.
Yeah. I don't even qualify as a planner when it comes to Joy's planning. I'm like low down on the planning scheme.
So she's why I 100% consider myself not a planner or an organized person, even though in the general world I am both. And
but not in Joy's world. That's so funny.
Not compared to her.
I know.
So she even like we picked ornaments based on like when the kids were little, because she was like, because Amelia's gonna get on the tree or Grayson's gonna get on the tree, so we can't have these ornaments. And then we like did this with presents. We put she would wrap boxes that are fake presents to like barricade the real presents
Yeah,
inside.
the real
It
presents.
was
Yeah.
good stuff. Good stuff. So yes,
Yeah.
we also do that.
So
early.
I had a guy that I dated in college that his family, they would wrap, every person in the family had a different wrapping paper. So like
Okay.
if it were his presents, they would be wrapped in a certain wrapping paper. And if they were his sister's presents, they were wrapped in a certain wrapping paper. And and I was like, it was so beyond extra. But I guess then you knew whose presents were whose, but I was just like, bro, just like grab a thing of wrapping paper and wrap it. I don't know, put
Yeah.
a tag on it. But
Put
like
a tag on
they
it.
were uber organized. And I will tell you, I love me a beautiful wrapped present. I do. I think it's
Mhm.
fun to wrap. I like wrapping, but in my old age, which we're not old, but in our medium age, I have come to find it so wasteful.
Mm.
Like I never used to think that, but I think now when I like spend all this time wrapping a gift with like fancy ribbon, and I'm like, that ribbon costs $30 and you're just gonna ruin it. Like I'm like, no, what's the point? Like
Yeah.
I love the way it looks. So we're sort of in between. Like I love me a gift bag because we reuse gift bags over and
Yeah,
over
that's
and
true.
over and over. There's one gift bag that we have used for Christmas since the first Christmas I met Jerry 18 years ago.
I
It's still
actually
around.
really love that.
Still makes the rounds. Makes the rounds, yeah.
I think
Good
with
quality.
the thought on the spending millions of dollars on wrapping, I think is an important thought. But maybe you could think of it this way, because if you're just wrapping them on Christmas Eve and they're opened 12 seconds later, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But if you're using using it as part of your decor, maybe
Yeah.
like if you're
That's
putting
true.
presents under the tree to look beautiful, and you don't have to do every
Yeah.
present in that, but maybe like one special ribbon or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think too, like I've always been, I don't want to say I was raised, but maybe I was raised where like you just throw away, like you wrapping paper, the ribbon, it's all in the trash, the tissue paper.
Mhm.
And I'll never forget one of the first times that I had Jerry's family over. I don't know if it was a birthday or Christmas or something. And they're like re-rolling all the ribbon to put it away and trying to save the tissue paper. And I'm like, wait, what is, just throw it in that bag. What are we doing here? And they
Mhm.
like got it all organized and rolled back up. And I was like, wait, what? Like I had never done that before.
So Joy's
What?
Joy's family also, like, her mom will like to reuse wrapping paper. So they like kind of grew up literally unwrapping.
It makes me feel weird. Like just rip it. I want to rip it. I want to rip the wrapping paper off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jerry's family saying they'll like try and take it off. And
We
I'm
got
like,
there,
the
and
whole
my
point is to
children
rip it off.
love to rip a paper. So we're good.
That's what's fun about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rip. Get in there.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay. So I know you wanted to switch. We can do this now or later. I have 5 tips on when to buy Christmas presents.
Oh yeah. No, let's do it.
Okay. So
I wanna hear it.
Tip 1 is definitely one that I do. I mean, plan ahead, but specifically for
Yes.
Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I do love a Black Friday and Cyber Monday deal. But
so did you ever, I know we've talked about Black Friday. I feel like we did
Mhm.
this maybe last year or the year before in our podcast. I just feel like Black Friday is not the same as it used to be. I used to
It's not.
love Black Friday. I used to go out and we would get there early and it was like fun. Now I have zero desire to go anywhere on Black Friday. I don't know.
Correct.
It seems too crazy to me.
Well, so here's the
Right?
funny thing about that from my perspective. I feel like once upon a time, it was crazier because it was just Black Friday. Like the
That's true.
stores opened early. You got in line at 2 a.m. if you wanted that
Yeah,
television.
you camped.
You camp. We didn't ever camp, but we did I do remember one time I was visiting my grandparents in Arizona, and we were there for Thanksgiving, and there was something we wanted on the Black Friday, and we went and it was like, I don't know, the store opened probably at 9 or 10, and we got there at like 5:30 in the morning, and there was already people in line.
Crazy.
I'm like, what? You gotta go.
Yes.
So
you gotta go.
yeah. So that's the Black Friday. So we used to do Black Friday pretty much every year. We weren't crazy, but now I agree with you. It's like Black Fridays now starts on Tuesday, usually, or something like that, Tuesday or Wednesday, or goes through the weekend and then bleeds into Cyber Monday. And it's kind of
Yeah.
like, okay,
Well,
I
and
mean,
have you not this
hello?
year? I've already gotten emails and ads on my social media that it's like Black Friday is the whole month of November. Have you seen
What?
those?
No.
Like there are certain sites. Yeah. There are
Immediately
certain
no.
sites that
What's
are
the
like,
point?
oh, Black Friday starts now. It's like, that's not Black Friday. That's just like a sale.
Yeah. How about
You
just call
know,
it
like they've been
November
able to
sale?
back it out. And I think
Black
that has to do
Friday.
with digital shopping, right? So like before,
Of course.
people would only come in on that one day, right? Or through the weekend to shop
Yeah.
physically in person. Now, I would venture to say most people do their shopping online or digitally or order
Yeah.
and then pick up. And so maybe they
Absolutely.
found that, you know, they can offer this sooner rather than later because it's a digital thing. So go for it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that kind of
I
goes
don't
into
know.
tip
Cyber Monday, though.
2.
I do like Cyber Monday.
Yeah, because, well, it depends if you need electronics, you know. If there's electronics you need in
Yeah.
your life, it's a great, or appliances, it's a great deal time.
Yeah.
The other one, this next tip kind of goes into what you were already saying, is monitor pre-holiday sales and promotions, period. Like apparently we're starting November 1st, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's stuff out there.
Mhm.
Take advantage. I like this next tip. It is take advantage of post-holiday sales for the next year, which
Oh,
I do sometimes do, especially like you were
really?
just talking. Yeah. Well, especially you were talking about like wrapping paper decorations and things like
Yep.
that. After
Yep.
Christmas, great sale time for all that stuff because they need to get it
So
out.
one of my favorite stores to go to with those discounts is Michael's
hmm
or like Joann's. You go
Yep.
in, like even I just went in on Halloween. I wasn't going in for Halloween stuff. I was going in for something else. And their Halloween section was like 80% off. Now, there
Yeah.
wasn't a lot left,
Right.
but
But
it was interesting because they already had all their Christmas stuff up and they were already like areas of it were 40% off. I'm like, we haven't even hit Thanksgiving. Like there was a whole decorations thing. But I agree. I say that every year that I'm like, ooh, right after Christmas, I'll go in
yeah.
and I'm going to just like, you know,
Yeah.
scour it because it's 80% off ribbons and
Yeah.
things. I'm not very good at actually implementing that though. I should be better at that.
Maybe that could
That's a
be
good one.
an end of year resolution for you.
I love that.
So with that, I wanted to side tangent because you were talking about 40% off for Christmas, blah, blah, blah. That gets me into the whole like Kohl's realm. I'm like, is it really 40% off or did you just raise the price and now it's 40% off back to
Yes.
retail?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And you know what's crazy? I like Kohl's.
Yeah.
Since my kids have grown, so Kohl's used to be one of our big places to go for clothes for them when they were little because I felt like they had quality clothes and it wasn't crazy expensive.
Yeah.
But I haven't been back there in a while. And when we go in now, some of the clothes in there, like there was like a dress that Ruby was like, oh, I like this dress. It was like $100.
Yeah.
I'm like, $100? Like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of them, except they do give good rewards.
Yes.
But I do think they do mark things up. I think you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. It's like this whole area, 50% off. And you're like, well, you already marked it up
50%.
so very much.
So
Yeah.
like I went because yes, they have a lot of Joy had gotten like a bunch of free money from them, like between rewards and some other stuff.
Yeah, Kohl's Cash.
Yeah. And so she's like, I don't need anything. Go look for some shirts or something like that so you can get some new shirts. I didn't really find anything, but one shirt I really liked, it was like $70. I'm like, for a shirt? No, thank you.
Yeah.
I will pass on the $70 shirt. Can I get an $18 shirt or a $20 shirt?
And even I mean, Target, maybe you can still do that. But
Yeah.
I will say even Nordstrom Rack and TJ Maxx, like that's still where I kind of can find something that's not $1 million. Yeah,
Crazy.
Kohl's, it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's expensive. But
All
yeah,
right.
those discounts, I don't know how much of a discount they really are.
So back to our 5 tips. Tip 4, watch for flash sales and daily deals. I know Amazon does a lot of like stuff like that over the holidays, like 24-hour deals. I don't remember what they call them.
Yeah.
They're like flash something.
I also think if there's something particular that you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
So like if there's something I want to get my child this particular thing, like right now for us this year, there's nothing like that for us. But I remember one year we were going to get one of the kids a bike.
Okay.
And that's kind of what I remember like looking at how much the bike was, watching the sales. And then, I actually think one year, because, we have a million kids and they all needed bikes. I think one year we got the bike and then we returned it because it had gone down so much. So we had the original receipt. We had bought it. I was like, screw this. And we returned it and then rebought it with like the 40% off or whatever. Yeah. I think if there's a specific item to really watch for that. But here's where planning Sharna has a hard time with that. My brain goes to, what if I wait and then I can no longer get it?
Yep.
It is
I
my
also
Achilles
have that
heel.
problem.
Oh, I hate that. I'm like, what if it's sold out? Or what if they don't have any
Yep.
more in the size? Or what if I hate that.
The funny thing is, Joy's pretty good
It's
about that. I'm the more crazy person about that. Like, there was a particular toy that was like, I think we were looking for Grayson's birthday, and it came up on Amazon at like 60% off. And there was a reason we just weren't going to do it right then. And I'm like, but what if it goes off the sale and blah, 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 blah. I was like having a moment.
That's me. Do it now. Do it now.
Do it now. Hurry. Yes.
I like to be prepared.
Now, here's a question for you. Do you personally utilize price tracking tools or apps like Honey, or that's the only one I know?
No, I don't even know what that is.
So
I
Honey,
don't have time.
Well, that's why you have the app. So like Honey, for example, like is an extension in a browser. And whenever you're on a website, it'll be like, hey, friend, this is actually way cheaper over here at this other place or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
I did not even know this existed.
Yeah. And they'll send you notifications when prices drop on an item that you're watching if you put it on like a list or something like that. Amazon does that too, but it like compares prices across the web. I'll send it to you.
I did not even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it is.
I like it.
There are my five tips to when to buy Christmas presents. Can't get the words out.
That's actually really good. And I do think, given we also sort of lose, I did used to really love going to the mall. I actually took Ruby to the mall on Friday. We had a day off and she was like, this place is the magical place ever. It used to be like a thing, an experience. I know we've talked about this before, and that's different now because, I miss it and I don't miss it because it was fun to go with her and go shopping and be in the stores and look at all the stuff. But there is also the convenience of not having to do that. Like when you don't want to and you have the option. But I do love a good mall at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Like,
especially when it's all crowds, decorated.
But like the decorations and Yeah.
Love.
Did you get up another list of like top gifts? Because I'm curious to know what
I did not get
trending.
A list of top gifts, but I did look at
what'd you get?
Top decoration trend of 2024.
Ooh. Okay, let's look at that.
So it's just the top trend. Are you ready for this?
I don't know. I think I'm not, given your face.
It's vintage with tropical influences.
For Christmas?
Yep. Christmas 2024. A touch of nostalgia is making its comeback in the Christmas decoration trends of 2024. Vintage Christmas decorations are incredibly popular this year. Think baubles with retro designs, glass Christmas decorations, and vintage colors.
And if you think about like a 60s or 70s Christmas, like from a movie or something, tropical feels right.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And also weird. I don't like it.
So like the colors for this year also are like earthy greens and dark browns, blush tones and soft pastels.
Oh, that's so 70s.
Yep. Chrome, burgundy, navy, gold, and jewel tones. Those are like 6 popular color schemes this year.
I like me a good jewel tone Christmas. Okay, but here's where I have trouble. This is, I just thought about this the other day because where did we go into? I went to Michael's. It's probably a good thing that we do not have a large house because I can only decorate in a room at my house, right? If I had a house with like multiple rooms to decorate, I would be in severe trouble because I go in and they're so good at this. They have like a little area that's all like one style of Christmas decor. And I'm constantly like, I want to buy all of that and put it in my imaginary den. And then you go around the corner and it's like the jewel tones. And I'm like, I want to buy all of that and put it in my second guest bathroom. And I want to buy, because it's so great. All the little themes, And then
Yes.
every year I'm like, oh, wait, I have one room to decorate and I already have 105 decorations. So I need to just stick
Chill.
with what I currently have and not try and go. But like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. There was, who was, oh, I think it was Lauren Lim Jackson.
Uh-huh.
She told me that her mom used to like, she has different themes and they would have like teddy bear Christmas theme. And then they would like, so whatever it was, they would decorate their whole house with that. Or maybe it was just a tree. I can't remember, but she has like different themes and then they
Okay.
store them all away. And every year it's like, which 2 themes are we going to put up or whatever? That's so
Okay.
much storage.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
a
my
lot.
gosh.
But if you're into Christmas and you have lots of money,
Yeah.
that would be tricky because if that's the trend this year and you're like,
Mhm.
shoot, last year was country Christmas and now I have all this country Christmas decor and now it's going to be vintage glass baubles. I got to switch everything out.
Yep. And then you just like give it away,
Not me.
throw it away, whatever. Consumerism at its best,
Dang. That is so crazy.
right? Oh gosh.
I know. I like my Christmas decorations, but there were some last year that I was like, this might be able to go into the donate pile.
Oh my goodness.
It's been around for a while. When it's like starting to fall. Like I have this whole area of snowmen that
Yeah.
I really love. And it's so cute. Like it feels like my own little area that I can be like, this is the snowman area. But some of those snowmen, they've seen better days. They might
Yeah.
need to take the snowman dirt nap. I don't know. They gotta go.
Bring out the hot sun. Melt that snowman away.
Okay, I'm interested now. I want to go and look and see that decoration trend.
Yeah.
That's
We'll see what
that's
happens.
interesting.
Oh well. Well, Charno fans,
Oh,
we
well.
hope you enjoy your holiday Christmas shopping this year. Maybe you started, maybe you
Yeah.
haven't. If you're like us and you're
Little
like
Christmas planning.
yeah, you're like, let's do some shopping now, less stressful. Or you're like, it's December 23rd, time to go Christmas
Ugh.
shopping. Also fine. Live your
Absolutely
life.
not. Absolutely not. Because then you're going to go in the store and there'll be Valentine's Day stuff. So
That's also true. That's
Don't do
also
that.
true.
yeah.
So maybe think about
Oh,
that.
man.
Oh gosh. Well, thanks for joining us today for our Christmas shopping episode on November 4th. And
Don't judge us.
like
Or
and
do.
subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at Charnopher Official. Check out uncommonpod.com to learn more about us or maybe get some merch. And on that note, Charnopher
Charnopher out. Happy shopping, everybody. Happy shopping. Now I want to go back and check my checklist and see all the stuff that I've gotten so far.
This concludes another episode of Uncommon Sense. If you're ready for more of this fresh, hilarious, and unique perspective on the world of entertainment, education, and life, be sure to subscribe right now to catch every episode. If you gasped, laughed out loud, or even snorted, share the show with your friends and aspiring entertainers because, let's be real, sharing is caring. For more Charnopher, tune in to their witty insights by checking out the website uncommonpod.com or connecting on social media. Tune in next week and get the real insider scoop on another episode of Uncommon Sense.